Hi, my name is Vinay Chutake and I am currently pursuing Master of Science. We will start this demo with understanding thesis. What is the problem we are trying to solve? What is our goal and objectives? We will try to understand various related and relevant concepts and then what methodologies we have adapted to implement our model, results of our model, and finally what we have learned from our journey. Let me start with the introduction of our thesis. Let me begin by outlining the problem. Decoding sports activity from fMRI data is incredibly challenging due to the sheer complexity and high dimensionality of brain signals. Traditional methods face difficulties in both feature reduction, and making accurate predictions. My study aims to tackle this by developing a machine learning pipeline that leverages advanced techniques such as cortical surface-based reprocessing, shared dispersed models, and neural networks to enhance the prediction accuracy using the human activity dataset. Let's discuss the aim and objectives of the study. The goal is to build a machine learning pipeline to classify and analyze fMRI data from the human action dataset. To achieve this, we start with the objectives like data extraction. Since the database we are referring is huge and it includes 180 human actions, we focus on understanding the bits structure and properly extracting data of the 24 actions which we are interested in, which are under playing sports category. For pre-processing, while the HAD dataset that we are referring already provides initial pre-processing such as motion correction, smoothing, slice timing correction, but the data is still large and complex. Therefore, we need to further pre-process data to make it more manageable, like extracting key features and applying dimensionality reduction, etc. Finally, we develop and fine-tune the deep learning model and evaluate their performance to ensure accurate and reliable classification. In this slide, I will discuss the significance and broader implications of our work. First, the advancement in neural decoding by machine learning. Our pipeline is designed to push the boundaries of what current models can achieve in decoding complex brain activity, potentially offering a more accurate and efficient way to interpret fMRI signal. Secondly, our methods can contribute to diagnosis of brain disorders and neurological conditions such as Alzheimer's disease, schizophrenia, and autism. By improving how we decode brain signals, we can enhance early detection and treatment of those conditions. There is potential to improve brain-computer interface or BCIs, which are critical in fields like robotics and neuroprosthetics. Our model could pave the way for more intuitive interaction between brain and machines. Our research could also have application in cognitive enhancement. By understanding how the brain processes complex activities, we might be able to develop tools for training and enhancing cognitive and motor performance, which are particularly in high demand in areas like sports, skilled professionals, and military, etc. Let's explore the background and concepts in more detail. What is fMRI? It's functional magnetic resonance imaging. It's a brain imaging technique that measures and maps brain activity. Unlike traditional MRIs, which provides detailed image of brain anatomy, fMRI detects changes in blood flow associated with neural activity. When a brain region is active, it requires more oxygen, which increases blood flow to that specific area. fMRI captures these changes in blood oxygen levels, providing insights into which part of brain was involved in various tasks or processes. This technique is widely used in research and study of brain functions, understanding neural mechanism and diagnosing neurological conditions. Moving to challenges of fMRI data analysis, brain is a complex object. fMRI data is a high dimensional and complex, so that it can reflect the complex activities of the brain. So it makes it difficult to identify relevant features and patterns. Issues like motion artifact and variability between individuals add to the challenge, needing advanced analytic techniques. This takes to our next point. The dataset we are referring is human action dataset. It is a comprehensive resource that links fMRI data with a wide range of human activities. It has fMRI data of 180 human actions with categories like playing sports, household activity, eating, socializing, etc., which we will discuss in detail in next chapters. While this dataset offers valuable data, extracting meaningful information requires sophisticated methods due to the dataset's size and complexity. Finally, neuroscience and AI. Combining neuroscience with artificial intelligence opens new avenues for understanding brain activity. Machine learning models can help decode neural signals more effectively, leading to breakthroughs in both brain science and AI applications. Let's learn about research methodologies we followed for the implementation of our thesis. We begin by extracting fMRI data for the playing sports activity from the human action dataset. This involves navigating the bit structure and handling initial pre-processing steps such as motion correction, smoothing. We further refined the data by extracting features and performing dimensionality detection. We used the general linear model to establish a relationship between brain activity and experimental conditions. This step models how different brain regions respond to various sport activities. Ridge regression is applied to the GLM output to manage high-dimensional data and reduce overfitting. This helps to regularize the model and improve its predictive accuracy. To ensure that all features contribute equally, we normalize the data using Z-score scaling. This step standardizes the data and prepares it for the subsequent analysis. Shared response modeling is used to extract common neural representations across different subjects. This approach aligns the data from different subjects into a shared space, facilitating better analysis of common patterns. We apply random forest for feature selection to identify the most relevant features for classification. This helps in introducing the dimensionality and focusing on the most important features, distinguishing between activities. A multi-layer perceptron classifier is trained on the selected features to categorize the different sport activities. This deep learning model learns to differentiate between activities based on the provided features. We use grid search survey to perform hyperparameter tuning for the MLP classifier. This process involves testing various parameter combinations to find the optimal setting that yields the best model performance. Finally, we evaluate the model's performance using metrics such as accuracy, classification reports, and confusion matrix. This step assesses how well the model performs in recognizing and classifying different sport activities. This model's implementation was done on my local machine, which have good processing and GPU compared to the cloud storage services which are available freely or at lower cost. List of softwares, packages, libraries, and OS to be used in this thesis are detailed in the attached notebook and in thesis. In short, we used NumPy and Pandas, etc. for numerical and statistical operations, Nibabel and Brainiac for fMRI related tasks and analysis, scikit-learn and TensorFlow, etc. for ML tasks, Matplotlib, Seaborn for visualization tasks. We ran our Jupyter notebooks on Linux Ubuntu operating system. About dataset description, we used human action dataset which have fMRI data of 180 activities with categories like playing sports, household activity, eating, socializing, etc. It is of size 160 GB. So it contains raw fMRI data, video clips which were used as stimuli on subjects, and preprocessed data. The raw data is preprocessed for motion correctness, smoothing, slice timing correction, etc. And it's saved in two types: volume-based and surface-based fMRI data, out of which we worked on surface-based cortical data. The source code, Jupyter Notebook, and relevant supplementary files like activity table Excel sheet, preprocessing template are attached in submission. We were able to successfully evaluate the model and it gave us accuracy of 83%. Let's see analysis of model. Using random forest for feature selection, most significant features were identified and ranked based on their importance score. This plot highlights the top 50 most relevant neural features contributing to the model's classification of human activities. The most critical features exhibit importance values between 0.015 and 0.026, indicating that these specific features contribute significantly to the classifier's decision-making process. Hyperparameter tuning was performed using grid search cross-validation, or grid search CV, to identify the best configuration for the MLP classifier. This figure shows the variation in mean trend and test scores across different hyperparameter settings, with x-axis representing hyperparameter configurations from 0 to 7 and y-axis representing the scores 0 to 1. Model run was successful with a very good overall accuracy of 83%. This table shows accuracies for each 24 activities, all showing good statistics. Majority of activities have precision scores over 0.80, which is 80%, indicating high accuracy in predicting positive samples of most activities. Recall values are similarly robust, suggesting that the classifier successfully identifies true positives across the majority of activities. FM scores, which balance precision and recall, are consistently high, indicating a well-rounded performance. This confusion matrix highlights how well the model distinguishes between activity categories. Diagonal value shows correct classification, while non-diagonal value shows misclassifications. As we can see, all classifications were correct and misclassifications are minimal based on the values highlighted. Activity 2 had the strongest prediction as it shows 110, and while activity 15 had the lowest prediction, which was 87, but still it is higher. Activity 19 and 8, as you can see, had some misclassifications around 9, but those are relatively very small, and comparatively this whole confusion matrix shows good result. This learning curve chart reflects the model's ability to generalize better as more data is used in training. This plot indicates that while the model learns quickly with smaller sample size, its performance on unseen data continues to improve as more data becomes available. This cross-validation accuracy score plot confirms the model's consistent performance across different subsets of data, with minor variations in accuracy between folds, demonstrating robust generalization capability. Our model demonstrated promising performance in human action recognition using fMRI data. We were able to achieve accurate classification and insightful feature important analysis. Notably, the significant features identified through the random forest analysis help us a lot. We also observed that our approach exhibits a degree of scalability and generalization. The methods and models we applied not only work well with the initial subset of data, but are also adaptable to larger dataset. This scalability suggests that our framework could be extended to a broader range of action and more diverse participant population. However, there are limitations to consider. One major constraint is the size and scope of the dataset. While we started with 24 actions from playing sports category, the full dataset contains 180 actions, which our model will work once used with more computing resources like memory and GPU. which we can say is a future work. Also, we worked on surface-based fMRI data. For future work, we can consider volume-based fMRI data. And with more advanced dataset containing more cognitive dimensions like emotional processing or decision making, this study will go to the next stage. Thank you.